Lizzie's stay on one side of you and hold you.
Yeah.
She's on that.
Yeah, you had to fall and
Oh, yeah, your two legs are.
It's kind of fun seeing all these people that I haven't seen before. Wow, so nice. Look at her dimples. Oh, Nick.
You ever met Jason? Jason, right?
Yeah, I came. Yeah, remember I was here in 23.
No poles
Yeah,
anymore.
23,
I used to
20,
climb all
23.
these poles.
What have you been doing all this time?
I take care of people.
Doing that like you did me when I fell down the stairs?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty healed from that.
I'm so glad. Yeah, I was hoping you were going to say that. Yeah, we've got a lot of, a lot of Alzheimer's and a lot of old people, and a lot of people's health is just failing.
Lots of people left.
Yeah, their health is failing. It's just, I just did my rounds.
It could be kind of critical after we really needs it.
This is
Well,
section
the one I remember was on the direct north.
Every single section.
And
I should move here.
described
Did you
in
meet
the
my friend
book at
Pat
the gate
Cummins?
okay.
She drove us up here.
Oh, yeah, I need to say hi to her.
several layers.
That's her. She's just been my friend down, down in Florida, and been so eager to see it. It's so nice to see her getting excited by it.
She's having a wonderful time. My friend Roland was telling her stories like crazy.
Oh,
She's
Roland's
loving
great.
it.
Should we have
And
a
me
moment
too.
of silence?
Can we begin? What do you say we begin with an om?
Where's Kenny?
Well, everybody's ready.
All right, we're going to begin with an
Kenny's
om.
not here, but he's on the phone.
Kenny missed it, we gotta do it again.
Did you hear us?
I heard it.
Oh, he has to do it alone.
The acoustics in here are amazing.
I know.
It looks better than it did by the school.
It's
just
perfect.
Well, and the footing, and you don't have to come through a little,
It's a crossroad.
oh no, it was over here.
You got plenty of room to stand up.
And the lighting is beautiful.
Who designed these stairs? This
It
is the
was
most
Jason.
ingenious.
Jason, our genius.
Yeah.
I used to mow the yard around it over there, making sure that
No rocks.
it didn't need any more damage. Oh, I'm just so amazed it got rebuilt.
It's a miracle.
That is a miracle.
Thank you.
When I walked in here, I couldn't believe it was so bright. I mean, I didn't even remember that it was so gorgeous.
Well, it's
I'm so
not even a
happy to
bright
be
day
here.
out. Wait till a sunny day.
Well,
If it's sunny, I'd probably just dissolve or something. I don't know.
It has a different effect in the sunshine, but
I just love that I did
Are you
this.
the guy from Mount Pleasant?
No.
Oh,
Oh, the guy, Ricky Turner.
What about him?
Is he coming tomorrow?
Of course he's coming. He's sitting at the table with a glass artist,
Oh.
and another glass artist from Nashville, and another glass artist from Nashville.
Oh, nice.
And then some of us who aren't glass artists, like Lizzie.
some of us who appreciate
I'm a
that
half
sarcasm.
glass artist.
I'm a glass artist.
I only did
Yes,
it.
you are.
I got it.
You probably see.
I've made some nice
what?
pieces. I've made 3 lampshades and
So could you
I
do
don't know what
something
you're
for
saying,
me,
but it's
like a
okay.
memory? I have my video going, And maybe you could go around and just say a little something, like your name, so I could remember you when I look at it. Is that?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll start on caroling, and I made this dome, and I really love you all for putting it together for me. Thank you. Mark.
I'm Mark Hubbard, and when I first moved back to the farm, you were erecting it back in 2004, and I got to help out and was amazed by it and loved it ever since, and then got to help with putting it back up again here recently, and it's a pleasure.
I'm Vicki Montaigne, and I first heard about it when you contacted us and wondered if we wanted the Wholeo, and I think I put you in touch with the Eco Village, and then it was the school, etc. But I've loved it. As soon as I heard it, I knew. I loved it. I love stained glass and love glass. And it's beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Well, that was such an important part, Vicki. Thanks for organizing that.
I started the ball rolling.
That's exactly
Or
right.
the bottle rolling.
That's what we need.
I remember the leaded, the lead that you had stored up above the gate.
So,
But you also showed the book to people that came to the gate, right?
Yeah, I
And
got,
let people come see the dome?
yes, when it was up at the school, yes, people came to see it. I told them about it, yeah, definitely.
That's helpful, yeah.
so I'm Roland Huddleston, and I'm one of the founders of this place. And I am so delighted that you gifted us, that blessed us with this wonderful work of art. And I cannot get enough of it. Every time I look at another section here, I go, oh my God, that is modern art. You know, and I'm so addicted to bright lights that I will, you know, in Nashville, sometimes they'll have a yard full of all kinds of Christmas stuff. I just go in the middle of that yard and just trip out. And I can do that here, and I don't have to wait for Christmas.
Pat does that too.
I'm Pat Cummins, and I'm from Santa Rosa Beach, where Carolyn is from. And when she told me that y'all were putting this back together and that you were going to have a rededication, dedication, opening for it, I said, I want to go. And because I've heard her talk about it and I've seen pictures of it. But to imagine it in real life, I just kept telling everybody I'm going to go and I'm going to sit in the light of all of these prisms of color and I'm going to have a spiritual experience. And it is absolutely awesome. I can't imagine how she built it in the first place, but then for you to come back and reassemble it again and get it back like it was, I mean, y'all are genius.
That's
all
right.
of you.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
dedication that every one of you has put into bringing this dome back and making it a permanent part of this community. You know, your legacy, as I've been reading about y'all on the web, and your legacy as a community, this will help it live on. So thanks to all of you. Grateful to be here.
Thank you.
You know, the farm has an ability to imagine impossible things and make them possible.
One more, check.
I'm Kenny Breckenridge. Started helping out with everybody back in the beginning and just kind of stumbled into it and feel blessed to be part of the group, and because it was a group effort. You know, everybody brought their talents and put them together and worked together and made it happen. So another example of collective effort.
Well, tell them specifically some of the stuff that you did.
Oh. help get the slab built.
Everything.
The stairs, the pedestal, the frame. Help organize the crews and people, and
How about deal with China?
She's
No.
seen the movie already.
Had a lot of interactions with the company that supplied us with the polycarbonate dome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
been
another
something like that.
aspect.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Patrick Montaigne. I've been involved with Wholeo since the very beginning. And what amazes me is that with Wholeo being damaged and the dome being damaged and both being rebuilt, and that it still came together. We didn't have road maps. Most of us were tyros. It is amazing that it's still here.
It is so amazing.
Yeah, it is.
It looks better from the inside, right?
Oh, yeah. It's grand.
It looks good from
Every way you look
wherever.
at it.
It's like going to church.
It is, it is.
It's so much, with this floor and the protection above it, and I moved back in 2008 and helped out with some of the repairs. I still have pieces of glass that I picked up from around, and I remember one glass in particular that I have little pieces of the remains.
We might need those in the future.
This is Nick Ty, just for the record, Nick Ty.
The former polecat, now I'm lucky to walk up and down the stairs.
It's called polecat because he'd climb up on these trees and string the wires for our telephone system.
And all the poles.
Yeah. So we called him polecat.
Back in the 70s.
Huh.
Jason.
Yeah.
Jason Deptula, and I also was involved pretty much from the beginning. I remember helping Francesco Cassini construct the first base ring, hauling materials there and kind of helping him out, you know, with schlepping stuff. And then as a tour guide over the years, this was always a big part of the tour, you know, showing people this. And I always kept saying, I'm going to come back and by myself and spend some time in here. And, you know, rarely do I have the time, did I ever take it. And all of a sudden they had to take it down. And I got involved then because I could hear some of the ideas going around about how to perhaps lift it up in one piece, or you know.
I remember that.
And you know, I just felt that this was such a world-class piece of original architecture, like groundbreaking, pioneering. Not to mention all of the what it does, like the vibe that it produces, what it actually does. I've been perceiving this and feeling this for years, and so I wanted to make sure that it could get put back together again. I held that potential the whole time, and we made racks and we stored them, and we, you know, then people came along and learned how to deal with it. You know, I didn't have to do much except for just sort of keep things going, you know, and I stashed this geodesic dome on the roof of another building. I thought it was a safe place until a tree fell on it. That complicated
Destroyed a
things
third
quite
of
a
it,
bit.
right?
Yeah, that was
About a
after
third
a
of the
storm.
struts,
Storm.
yeah. There's a lot of new aluminum in this geodesic dome, and it took me a while to catch on to the whole code, and that it was all codified, and that there was a way to reverse engineer without just having to use just my measuring tape, and we eventually figured it out and got it all back together in mostly a geodesic shape again.
And that's what I said about making the impossible possible. It's what you guys did.
Yeah, and so anyway, I designed the stairs because it seemed like that we needed a good way to get in and out and not have to duck or crawl or anything like that. And it just, I don't know how, it's just, I kept wanting to stay within the vernacular of the shape and make the actual architecture that we put around it stay in form with the whole thing. And so it was like, yeah, the dome, you know, like, let's get a dome over it. Okay, yeah. I remember for years before we actually got the plan together, and when it was just sort of sitting there, like, what can we do while it was still assembled the first time? What are we gonna build around it in the future? Because we have to build something. And I felt like that has to happen, and it just was like this wishful thinking almost for a while that we would ever come up with something to cover this magnificent thing.
I'm gonna have to
Then
go.
it had to get took apart.
See you, Polecat.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
I'll be here tomorrow.
All right, Phil.
It's quite the puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But
I'll be
what
glad
team
when
to
there's a
put it
chair
together.
inside here.
Yeah, all right.
Thanks for all you did and contributed. Thank you so much.
So I think you just created a new word, architecture.
Oh, yeah, good catch.
Yeah, I don't know if I made that word up, but I mean, nobody told me that word, but if it's not a word, it should be, because, right, I mean, it's not, that was the whole idea, wasn't, you took them, how is it you say, the handmaiden of the church window and made it the whole thing, you know?
Yeah.
That's, I have such respect for that, it's,
Perfect
It
name
works
for it.
because the Wholeos come around full circle.
yeah, that's right. And, yeah, it was a struggle, but it was still like
Do you need help getting down those stairs, bro?
a inspiration the whole time, that never dwindled.
Hi, I'm January. I'm Jason's wife. We got married since we last saw you. Jason spent so many hours with a pencil and paper and doing numbers and moving this and that and thinking and back and forth. And I watched his brain, which is a beautiful to watch, by the way. And I watched this dome resurrect into this beautiful dream come true. It's very spiritual.
Yeah.
Very
He
spiritual.
calls himself the resorcerer. I think he's a wizard.
He is.
That's a
He
title.
is both. We are all things. And this is all things. And I love it and thank you so very much. And I'm glad that I get to be a small part of it.
Wonderful. Thank you both. The team. Yeah. I'm Lizzie Archer, Elizabeth Geary Archer, Elizabeth Omlulu Geary. I'm Carol's daughter. And I should just say thank you all so much. This is a piece of my soul. I grew up with it in my front yard. I watched my mother birth it.
Yeah.
And I just didn't, I thought it was gone. And you all resurrected it. And I'm just so grateful, so grateful. It's amazing. And, but I just want to share that you all had each other, you had a team. So when my mom was building it the first time, she was all by herself. She was a single mom, and she was raising me, and she was...
No running water and no electricity. Right?
Right, yeah, and you know, she got the idea way in New York. She was starting on this, and then she was building it in Northern California on a piece of land with no running water. And you know, I just watched her working, and the memories are in my brain from the time I was like 3 years old. And it's amazing to think that, you know, that she did that by herself. I don't know, she just had this singular purpose and drive, and she just made it happen over the long term. Having a long game, as you all know from spending 10 years and loving the stone, you know, and it took you 7 years to build it?
Yeah, it was a 7-year project, yes.
Wow.
From San Francisco to Staten Island to Berkeley to Monte Rio, California to, you know, here.
You can read all about it in the displays.
Yes, nice display.
The whole history.
So, I mean, I slept on the ground with my little friends and sunbathed during the day. And Mom, I was telling, was it you? Vicky. I was telling Vicky, she used to put glass jars of water so it could soak up the colored light energy. And she would say, this water is being blessed by the colored light, and that's the water we drank, colored light water.
I love it.
But this is a miracle. I'm just very happy to be here. I asked my boss if I could work remote so I could come be here this week, and I just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Marilyn, and when Caroline was first putting it up at the school, I had a peripheral part in it. I was aware that Mark, Vicki was involved in Pat, but I didn't do that much. And when it got taken down 10 years later, Rick Kindfield spearheaded an effort to make Rick Diamond, thank you very much. Rick Diamond, to make cradles to hold every concave panel. And so that was going on for 2 years with no installation in sight. And I got the idea that we needed a workshop because we couldn't repair anything if we didn't have a table and a roof and a place to do it. So Tiara, my next door neighbor, her daughter had an unused greenhouse, and it was perfect. By that time, my vision was going south a bit, and I needed light. I said, I want a lot of light to work on these panels, and we got it. And it's still right next door, still a stained glass workshop, and someone could go in there and create whatever. We got everything, but we'll see. It certainly won't be me. My job's done in there.
I remember hearing that you would take panels from the basement of the Eco Village, put them in your golf cart, and drive up to the greenhouse workshop. And you would work on them, Heather would work on them, fuse. Yeah, it all worked out. I did a little there, but it was like, boy, Marilyn, what a trooper, you know. Out over there, carrying these panels of glass through the Eco Village up the hill to her golf cart, and then driving
one. I cracked. I had to go like this to get her through the workshop door, and I heard a little. Or was it Miles? I don't know. It was just some door, but that was the only time anything ever broke. So you're going to meet a lady named Diane Allen tomorrow, and I met Diane Allen at the local artist Ricky Turner's stained glass class. He was holding classes, and Vicki took the same class. And Ricky will be here tomorrow. He was there at the takedown of the Wholeo and was videotaped, and you put it on Facebook. You can still hear what Ricky Turner had to say about the dome when he saw it for the first time and knew it was about to come down. Yep, so he'll be there. At any rate, one of his students named Diane. She came down and she taught Heather and Sarah Perdue and me and somebody else how to restore the panels when they were cracked. And then one day she was gone, just vanished. And I thought, jeepers, Christmas, I don't even have an email address for her. Now what are we going to do? And then along came Fuse. And Fuse sailed in and got it to this place.
Wow.
Because it wasn't Kenny, it wasn't Mark, it wasn't Jason that repaired all those cracks. And sometimes it was more than cracks. She had to make a new piece. And she did it so quickly and effortlessly. Oh, she was just amazing. And then, as you'll see in the documentary tomorrow, she was climbing up all over the ladders, putting the panels in the inside, and working inside and out. She just turned to, you know.
Yep. It's good to have a glass artist to work on a glass dome.
It makes sense.
At least one. Well, why is she not here telling her story?
Selling hers.
She's not here.
She's not here.
Because Liam is on spring break. That's her 16-year-old, lives in Memphis. And they went on some holiday in Gallatin or wherever it is. I don't know, that tourist place there. And she's coming tomorrow night. We'll see her at 5 o'clock.
That's good.
Yeah.
Can you spot any repaired panel?
Well,
Can you spot a repaired?
No, can you?
Which one you don't want it, You don't wanna get that started.
All of them.
Just glory be.
Yes, glory be. Rose, or Marilyn,
No,
have you
no, I'm
done?
done. I've plenty done.
Oh,
She didn't tell half her story.
No.
I know.
But it's too much, right?
Yeah, it's too much.
Well, I believe you financed the whole thing. I think you, didn't you finance?
Oh, this.
Yeah.
There were some donations. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I've just always been on the periphery. I helped Rick put on his fundraiser to raise some money for it when we had to take it down. And I just always thought it was the most, miraculous thing I'd ever seen. And I've done a lot of tours. I do a lot of tours on the farm, and I always would bring people to the Wholeo. It's my favorite thing on the whole farm. We're so blessed to have it. I can't believe it. I love stained glass. I moved to the farm in 2012, and I was never an artist, and I said, when I go to the farm, I'm going to be an artist. So I started making stained glass on glass, so a little different technique, but still, so now my house is full of stained glass in the windows, so I really always wanted that. So anyway, I helped deconstruct it. Rick was my partner at the time, and I helped deconstruct it by, I documented every single piece, and we numbered them all.
Now, those are up on Facebook. There's the whole portfolio.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's a slideshow. Oh, yeah, I think you took it.
Yeah, I think it's mine. So I've just always been a big cheerleader for it. And Rick's my partner, Kenny's my partner now, and of course I know that he was very involved in getting it put back together. So I'm so happy to be here with all my friends, and it's just such a special thing. So thank you so much, Carolyn, for letting us have it.
Well, thanks for all that. Fantastic. Want to be
I wanted
repeated.
to mention Patrick built all the shelves down in the basement of the Eco Village. So that,
7 stacks with 10 chicken wire. That was so respectful.
yeah, he did the
of you.
chicken wire.
Not with plywood, but those cradles actually were allowed to be in cradles.
Flexible, wow.